industry person. In this program, we will discuss in detail of each topics: drone technology and agri-bots, hydroponics and polyhouse technology, rooftop farming and microgreens, saffron farming, pearl culture technology, biofloc fish farming technology, poultry and piggery training, dry flower technology, mushroom production, IoT and artificial intelligence, SaaS and blockchain technology. So now we welcome esteemed guests, Mr. Havyas KS and Mr. Nitin Singh. So I would like to share some of his achievements and insights. Beagle Agritech is a specialized farm intelligence company offering drone data collection, remote sensing, and predictive analytics for empowering agriculture stakeholders in enhanced decision making and better farm management with the help of their cutting edge drone technology and AI ML capabilities established on 2019 and based out of Bangalore. Mr. Havyas KS, CEO and co-founder of Beagle Agritech, a pioneering agritech startup in Karnataka, and his bachelor's in agriculture marketing from University of Agriculture Sciences, GKVK, Bangalore in 2018, and MBA in business entrepreneurship and from Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad. His expertise are in precious agriculture, hydroponics, aquaponics, IoT applications in agriculture and agriculture marketing. Mr. Nitin Singh, CTO and co-founder of Beagle Agritech, has completed his BE in Mechanical Engineering from Manipal University, Jaipur, and MBA in Business Entrepreneurship from Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad. His expertise are in the area of data science, drone designing, AI, MI in agriculture applications, computer vision, and data analytics. Mr. Vyas and Nitin Singh started their startup journey as student in 2019 while they are pursuing MBA at EDII Ahmedabad as a first generation entrepreneurs. And it's been 3 years now. Beagle Agritech has been in forefront of bringing modern agritech solution to farmers. Beagle Agritech is currently incubated at University of Agriculture Sciences, GKVK, Bangalore, and also at Cradle, EDIA, Ahmedabad. They are also supported by MSCME. The startup has been ranked as top 10 agritech startups of India 2021 by Silicon India magazine, a India US magazine for technology and entrepreneurship, has received grants and recognitions from various central and state governments. So it's an honor for us, sir. You are here and I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, just let me know if my audio is clear, if it is audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So can we start the session or should we wait for a minute?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So myself, Havyas, and Nitin Singh is my co-founder. So as she told, like we started this firm, Beagle Agritech, in 2019 when we were students. Back then, when we actually started, this drone industry was like very new. It was an emerging segment when everything was. It was in an emerging segment when we started working on all these things. But later, and also when we entered it, the main idea in which we got into this particular domain was into agriculture spraying. But going forward, we realized there are so many more applications in drone, especially to agriculture and forestry, beyond spraying. I think majority of the participant here would be very familiar with drone, especially spraying drone for agriculture. But spraying, the drone application is in agriculture and other industry is beyond spraying. So there's so many other things that you can do. What we do as a company, so we are into drone-based GIS and data analytics. And we are working closely with agriculture and forestry department in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu majorly. So we as we go with the presentation, we tell you what are the different services that and technologies that we offer, what are the different projects we undertake, what are the different, we'll also discuss what are the different opportunities in drone industry and how it is emerging in all these aspects. Uh, So as I was telling that, like though we are in a drone company, agri drone company, we don't do any agri spraying. So we are majorly into mapping, surveillance, and post processing. So mapping, when we talk about mapping, so the requirement is, where we want to do just take the images of the farmland and then analyze which are the areas that are infected with pests, diseases, those kind of analysis. If imagine if there's any flood, if there's any forest fire, we do mapping. Mapping. What is the difference between mapping or taking image? So imagine if you want to take an image of a small farm, okay, a small like a small plot. You can actually, there are two ways of doing so. You can actually go to a certain height and then take photo, or you can go very closer and take small images and then take multiple photos and then combine them together to make one photo. So what happens if you want to take a photo of some like one, maybe like 2 acres or 3 acre of plot, and to cover that area, if you take your drone to certain height, like if you take to like a greater height, what happens, you start no, losing that details, and you'll also end up covering more area than what is actually required. So instead what we do is we actually bring the drone very closer to the field, and we take small images. There will be a path. In that path, left and right, there will be overlapping of the images, and you will click, for example, in 1 acre we'll be clicking 1000 or 2000 photos, small photos, okay, of cubes, and these photos will be stitched together to make one photo. Though technically one and that one field will be visible, but that's not single photo. It's a group of 1000 or 2000 photos. This is what we call as mapping or the maps. Okay, so this is very much similar to what satellites are doing, but the difference here is we take don't help you to take images of that particular time zone at that particular point, and if you based on your point of interest, which particular field that you are interested to analyze. So you can actually specifically at any point of time when you it's required to you, you can go and take the data and do the analysis. This is not possible with satellite because satellite images are not timely available. There are some satellites are images available 16 days interval. Sometimes there's any cloud, and if that particular time frame image is required to you, it won't be available. And downloading of very small field level data is not possible. You can get for a larger area like district level or state level data is easy to get through satellite. But if you want to go for your particular field, which is in some part of Karnataka or maybe any other state, and if it is 1 2 acre data, if you want to collect, it's not possible with satellite images. So that's where our drone application comes in. And second part is surveillance. When you call surveillance, is very much similar to the mapping. But what happens in mapping, it's in a collection of image and then documenting and recording, processing, and all those things. When you do surveillance, it's a real time thing. So when imagine there is elephant, we'll have to track the elephants. When I mean elephants, see, in so many areas, these elephants come to human habitat and to eat the agriculture crops. Okay, so this is major problem, especially in Canada. Is one of the major problems. This is where we will assist forest department in tracking these animals. I'll show you some of the videos of those tracking. So here we use the thermal drone technology. So what is this thermal drone technology? Especially during night times, using this thermal drone, you can actually spot the elephant wherever there is heat. Not just elephant, any animal or any heat body for that matter, it can be tracked during night times. Then is post processing. Post processing is something that is very much linked to mapping. So what happens, as I told you, we collect small images. These images has to be stitched together to make it to one single map. That is one application of post processing. And next is like GIS analysis. So once you have that map, you'll have to do a lot of analysis on that, like to identify the infected areas, or if you want to do construct any bridge somewhere. So once you have data, what are the different GIS and tools that you can use to plan the bridge construction. So these are some of the post data collection applications after post processing. So all these aspects that come under post processing. So these are the three major services that we offer in the pre-calculating. As I was mentioning about mapping, so this is how the ortho map looks like. So imagine if you can see the cursor where I'm moving, the background is actually satellite image, and the front, whatever you can see in color, those are the drone images. So once you have the data, you can actually collect them and make them sit or merge on the satellite images that will be called as KMZ maps. Then we have this health map or NDVI map, which will indicate the infected areas of the field. Wherever the red is, so that means there is an infection of disease. Wherever it is green, that means that chlorophyll content is good. You can also get a 3D map of the area. You can see the canopy cover, what is the density of the plants and all those things. If you want to do an elevation or the counter map to see, to plan the watershed or to plan the movement of the water, then you can go for elevation map. And then you also have a thermal map to do a moisture analysis. So these are different analysis that you can do using mapping. And when I'm talking about post processing, as I told you, data analytics is also one of the. Once you have data, you can do a lot of analysis out of that. So, for example, trench and pit counting. So, this is one of the applications that we're doing for forestry department in Karnataka. So, what happens around the 50% of the budget in no majority of the forest departments is spent to replantation. They have to do the replantation and raising of the plantations. And how the budgets are released. For example, if they select somewhere around 10 acres or 15 acres of field in certain region, they'll calculate, okay, this has a capacity of 50,000 plants, and they'll get the sanction of budget sanction for 50,000 plants. But on field, the work will be carried out only for 40,000, 25,000, and 30,000 plots. But this budget is allocated for not for 1 year, it is for 3 to 4 years, because there will be maintenance, manuring, watering during summer season, and all this. If they maintain for first 3 years, then automatically survive from post fourth year. So if they don't do work for 50,000 plants, but if the budget is getting released for 50,000 plants for 4 years, imagine how much money is getting misused. So in order to monitor that, so we help them in counting the trenches and pits. Once the work is done, we fly the drone and we collect those data, and those data are used in AI to count the pits and trenches. So imagine if there is a 40,000, 50,000 car plantation car field, then we will give our results. Imagine if it is somewhere, we won't be able to give an exact count, but we will be giving them an approximate numbers. For example, as per the count or the result, what we will be getting. Imagine if it is 40,000, if we give them 37,000 and 38,000 report, that means okay, they have done work, so it is almost close to the planned project. But imagine if the difference is more than 5,000, 6,000. In that case, the officers will initiate for a field level evaluation. So this is how the project, the technology works. I'll show you the real videos of this animal tagging and annotation, where you can use thermal drone to monitor during night times. We can also do tree counting. We also do soil masking to check the canopy cover or the biomass of the region. So these are different no, data analytics that you can do post collecting the data from drone. Some of the use cases, especially like what we are doing. So one is like forest encroachment using drone. Like we are doing mapping. So wherever there it's a sensitive region, we do the mapping of the boundaries, not the entire field. Those boundaries will be mapped and recorded in their forest department records whenever it is required. For example, if they have some doubt and they have to verify if there's any encroachment or something, they'll open the previous data and then they'll try to verify. If it is seriously encroached, then they can use that documents as an evidence for in court to fight later. So this is one of the examples. So this is a satellite drone images that we clicked in 2020. Just give me a second. 2022. Okay. So once it is done, it was recorded in forest department's database. And we did another mapping. This was in 2023, and we found, okay, there is some kind of discrepancy here. And later, when we did the analysis, we got to know there is an encroachment of 1.4 square kilometer of land in near to this house. Basically, this region, what you're seeing right now, is in the Western Ghats of Karnataka. So the special Coorg, Chikmagalur region, unlike any other farmland or cities, what you would have seen in other part of India. So here it is like, there will be a plantation, single house. So this is a kind of how the pattern of housing that is there in this particular region of Karnataka, especially Kerala, Coorg, and all these regions. So there will be a plantation, and there will be forest, there will be plantation, then in center there will be houses. So the major problem of encroachment comes here. So that people keep on extending their area. It's very difficult to monitor, individually. That's where the drone application comes in. So if you can clearly see, this is how it was in 2022 and 2023. They had no crops, so much region, and they had encroached the land of around 1.4 square kilometer area. Okay, and I was telling you the boundary mapping. So this is one of the way how we will be doing the boundary mapping. So imagine like in the center part, whatever is, there's a forest land. We know it's a forest land, and no one can go to center and encroach. Encroachment will always happen in the boundaries. So what we'll do, we'll do the mapping only for the boundaries. So this will save our time, data storage, data processing activities. So this is how it is. In center, it is actual forest land, and outside it is complete, now surrounded by human habitat. So we just do the mapping of outer area and then record them. Wildlife monitoring using thermal drone is one of the major work that we do, because this is a very frequent problem that is happening, especially in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. And we do for leopard monitoring, tiger monitoring, and as well as elephant monitoring. So whenever there's any kind of problem, that we go to forest department's assistance. So these are the two images. So we'll have our own vehicle behind which will be having all the complete setup of display and all the power system, everything. So this vehicle will keep on moving and will keep on monitoring. And whatever you're seeing, the 8 10 elephants in the images, this is not edited images, or it's not got it from Google or something. These are two real images of the field. So if elephants are coming, they'll be coming in bulk like this. You can see the video where they're moving. These are agriculture fields. So especially this is a region where they grow a lot of sugar cane and paddy, Mandya or region of Karnataka. And this is one of the use case where there's a Mysore Bangalore expressway on one side, and other side there's a railway track, and on other end there's village. So these many elephants got stuck in this particular triangular area. It is not able to cross the expressway because there are barricades and fencing. It is not able to cross the uh, uh, track, this one tracks, railway track, because of continuous movement of the train, and it's not able to climb those uphills. And on the other side, it's human habitat, and once humans got to know that elephants are here, they were more protective. They were no, it was difficult for elephants to cross the region, so they got stuck here, and they were damaging the crop. And our responsibility was to somehow block the road if elephants are crossing the road, and ensure that no vehicles come in contact, or help. Forest departments were also in touch with no railway officials. Imagine if they were going very close to the track, they wanted to stop the train for some time so that elephant crosses. So all this kind of arrangement was done. So this is how one of the activities. And there are two kind of elephant rescue operations we do. One is called as driving, what I showed you previously. Other one is called as capturing. So imagine if there's any single tusker, single elephant that has come to human habitat and it is causing a lot of problem. In those cases, forest department will be capturing it and taking it to some other place, and then they will release it in different inside the forest. So this is one of the operations that we did, where we'll help the forest department to spot elephant and take actions. This is one of the operations that we did in Shivamogga. Uh, So this is how our setup will be. So we'll have all the display system, power backup, everything. So we set up this system, and we'll start flying that one. And forest department official will be getting the real-time live feed, and they can take whatever action they want to. We are also doing the forest green cover, as I told initially, that we are monitoring this is the plantation activity. So we want to people want to forest department want to see what is the progress of the replantation work they are doing. For example, like, as I told you, around 50,000 plant, if they are allocating for this particular the project, they want to see the budget whatever is spent, how is it progressing, are the plants really growing, is the green cover actually getting covered. So what we are doing is we are actually monitoring them here in from year to year, 2016 to 2023. What's the difference? How the green cover is changed? You can see from 2017 to 2023 how it has changed. And as I told you, that this is how the pits and trenches will be counted using AML tools. Uh, One of the example of trenches and pits counting. As I see, there's so many applications of drone mapping. So this is one of the application where you can also monitor the aftermath of disaster. If there's any flood, if there's any forest fire, Once it is done, you need to know, okay, what is the area that is impacted, what is the damage it has caused. So for that also video mapping. So this is one of the region near to western Ghats of Karnataka, where there is a landslide due to heavy rains, and we monitor them using drone, and see, this is in 2023 how it is covered. Basically, even here in this region, they have to cover the region, cover the area to protect the farm, protect the green cover, the landscape of this particular region. They have done a lot of replantation work, and they wanted to monitor, okay, how it is improving. So this is one of the sample. All this data are given to forest department to our own portal. So according to the circle range, we have segregated them. All the data will be put inside this platform. For every forest department official will have their own login credentials. They'll be logging in. They will be accessing to the whatever data they need. We also do a crop survey. For example, for ITC company, we're doing a project to monitor the tobacco growing region in Karnataka again, to analyze what is the total production of tobacco in this particular season. So these are some of the examples where, as I told you initially, how mapping was. So small images like this will be used together to make one single map. So this is an example of that. So here, what I was seeing, this is not an one single photo of this particular field. There are, so this particular region is from here, and this particular region is from here, and it has more than 15 to 20 photos here. So all photos will be stitched together and to get these results. So this is how it is. Small images will be stitched together to get a map. So similar to that, we are done mapping for entire village, 800-acre village. Once it is done, then we will do GIS analysis to understand what are the different crops, what is the total area under which different crops are being cultivated. So these are the kind of surveys that we'll be doing. So you'll be getting results like this. Each plot will be identified, they'll be marked, and they'll be given numbers with the area. So, and finally, you'll be able to get the results. So basically, they wanted to know what are the different crops being cultivated in the what is the total number of areas under which it is being cultivated. So once we do all the mapping analysis, this is how the results will be. And we'll tell them, okay, total there are around 29 acre of ginger, around 86 acre of housing area, and 222 acres of tobacco under cultivation, and 6.48 area of tobacco which has been harvested. So these are the kind of results you'll be getting. So there are some other applications that we do beyond agriculture and forestry. So these are some of the applications where we are also using drones for power line inspection and other non-agri and non-forestry domain. So Nitin will explain you the other applications of drone that we are into.
So once we are done with the agriculture and forestry, we are also into aerial inspection of power line, windmills, and other power generation equipments. So one for aerial inspection of power line, what we do is the entire stretch of power lines is scanned using drones. Drones are flown very close to the towers. The images are taken at very important points where anomalies can be detected. Maybe missing screw bolts, maybe rusting of different equipments. And we try to identify them, click images individually for each tower, and document them individually. And later what happens is these images are then run through a AIML model where exactly all the images are fed at once and the report is generated. So for each tower, you will get a report telling that, okay, these many bolts are missing, these many regions have rusting, and this is the power loss ultimately due to these anomalies. So this is how we do power line inspection, and this is done using both thermal as well as RGB drones which we have. So these are some of the anomalies which can be detected using drones. So if you can see, there is rusting these bolts, and next is we have for the vegetation cover as well. So if you fly very close to these wires, you can come to know what is the height of the vegetation near these wires. If it's very close to wires and towers, it can impact the power generation. Maybe sometimes it can impact the transfer of power. So this is how using thermal drones, you can understand what is the power loss value. If not the value, you can understand where exactly the power loss is happening, and you can inform the authorities with this. So if you can see, there is a small spot we have on the right hand image where exactly you can see a spark happening. This is where power loss is happening, but authorities might not come to know because if you see only the RGB images, there is no anomaly detected. But using thermal drones, you can tell, okay, exactly at this position, there is something wrong. So also with the drones, you can do solar power plant inspection. So what we do is we map entire solar power installations at once, maybe 3 gigawatt, 4 gigawatt. It stretches up to 400 acre, 500 acres of plots. And for each cell solar power panel, we give reports. So for each panel, we go and identify, okay, these are the problems. These many cells are not working. This may be the problem with the individual cells. And this again, these images are fed to our AML model, and these are given as an automated report. So once the scanning is done, we feed this into our AML model, and the detection report is generated. So you can see these are kind of anomalies, dust coloring, rusting of panels. So what happens is the dirt accumulation as well. So if you are not monitoring these solar panels for a long period of time, dirt will accumulate, rusting will be there, some of the cells won't work. And once the maintenance not done for a long period of time, it's very difficult to identify which cells are working, which are not working, just because of the size of these plants. So what happens is using drones, you can actually cut down the operation time on recognizing where exactly the problems are. And then once the data is there with you, you can either further low down the time used to identify these problems by using AI. So these are the images how it will look like if you scan using thermal images. So on the right hand side, you can see the very bright spots are where the cells are not working properly. And wherever it's dark, the temperature is not that high. That means the cells are properly working. So this is how we generate reports using AIML. If you can see on the left hand side, the image is there of solar power panel. And the numbering which is there, it mentions that this panel has an anomaly of high temperature of cell. That means the cell and the diode are not working. So this is how we mentioned the temperature difference as well. So if you can see 55 degrees Celsius, 54.6 degrees Celsius. So generally the cells will be of these temperature ranges 50 to 55. And wherever it crosses 65 degrees Celsius, that means the temperature is high and the cell is probably not functioning properly. Now, then we do thermal inspection of windmill as well. So wherever the temperature will be high, that means there is some friction, some stress developed on the blade. So using thermal images, you can do blade inspection as well for windmills. Similarly, you can do it for the structural part of the windmill as well for rusting and other power losses. The thermal inspection of this is the hub of the part where motor connects to the fan. So this is where the power loss can also happen. So if any screw is missing, if any friction is there, rusting is probably happening. Using thermal inspection and RGB visual inspection, you can identify those as well. So in our team, actually, we have 7 DJI certified drone pilots. We have 2 GIS analysts, 2 software developers which develop for front end and back end, AML specialists, project managers, and specialists for agriculture, forestry, UI and registered drones, as well as we have one agriculture drone which we use for spraying. These are our client and associations. We have done projects with ITC, Natural Remedies, and we have our association with EDII, University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, as well as Nottingham Trent University in United Kingdom. Thank you.
So if you have any questions, we are open for the discussion.
Yes, on behalf of everyone here, I want to say a big thank you. Your contribution made this session extraordinary, meaningful, and memorable. So, dear participant, our chat box is open or enabled. So, those who are interested to ask any question or have any query, please ask in our chat box.
How to get the drone pilot certificate? So drone pilot certificate, in order to get, you have to go for a DGCA recognized RPTO centers, so remote pilot training organizations. It's there in every state right now. And just go and Google RPTO, near your location, Bangalore or Mysore, wherever it is. So you get to know this is a 5 days training that will be organized by that recognized institute, where there will be classroom studies as well as field level training. So again, drone has been classified into different segment based on the size, from small, medium, large to in these categories. So usually small and medium category license are available through this certification agencies. Based on your requirement or your necessity, you can go and get the training done, and then you can get your license from the RPDO center. And you can't no, unless until it isn't recognized RPDO center, you won't be able to, your license won't be valid. So there's so many people privately they are conducting drone training centers and all. Unless until they have a DGCA, Director General of Civil Aviation's permission to do that, you don't have your license will be not valid. How can we learn these technologies? So these technologies, if you want to learn, you can drop us a message. We also will be conducting some of the detailed training program on GIS and all those things. So whenever such training program is called, you can join us. Otherwise, in generally, I don't think so. This is any openly available topics. It's very restricted to people who are using it in industry. So you can text us. We'll let you know if there's any such program coming up. Uh, Yes, drone needs a license. There's a UI number that will be given from DGCA. So there's a question actually, does drone need a license from Deepakar? So based on the kind of drone, category of the drone, you'll have to get the UI number for your particular drone. Like how you have registration number or vehicle number for all your vehicles, similar to that, there'll be a number given for each drones. Abhishek has asked, can we use in rainfall? No. Rainfall. So basically, no, electronics is not possible to be used during rainfall. Uh, uh, as for presentation, yeah, we'll share post meeting. How can we learn the use of drones for agriculture field or production? As I told,
so you have to go through a DGCA certified license pilot training. So once you know how to fly the drone, then based on your application, there are several other courses you have to do. So what exactly you want to do with the drone comes after you learn how to fly the drone.
Okay, and there's a question from Geeta. Thank you for the session. I would like to know, can we differentiate medical plants images from other crops? It would help to identify present cultivation status of the medicinal plants. So basically, through image analysis, you can do, but again, no, there is no technology readily available for your application. But all this thing can be done through image training. So basically, what you have to do is you have to collect a lot of data first to identify medicinal plants and the non-medicinal plants.
Also, medicinal plants itself will have so many types.
Variations. So based on the variation, exactly you should identify which plant. Basically, you should rather than going as medical plant as a very generic word, you have to go and get the data of individual. For example, aloe vera or from the basil. So you have to take the images of these aerial images and then train the model to identify basil plants, to identify the time or whatever the medicinal plant you want to work on. Once it is trained, then when you collect the data and run the model, it will identify and tell, okay, these are the medicinal plants, and these many number of medicinal plants has been identified, and these are non-medicinal plants that has been identified. Dr. UB Hole has asked, is drone technology useful during monsoon? No, sir, during monsoon. Again, based on application, whenever there's break, you can do, but especially when it is raining, you can't use the drone. That's not possible because all these are electronics and they are more sensitive as well. There are technology.
Wait for some upgradation in technology so that drones become.
There are some Chinese technologies, but it's way expensive, way too expensive. What are the job opportunities for agriculture engineers in this field? It all depends on your skill set. In general, market is not looking for individuals right now based on the education level, rather than they are looking for based on the skill set. So if you are done agriculture engineering and you also try to do your upgradation of the skills in GIS and all GIS industry especially, so you'll be able to get into this field because skill is what most important. Because I'm not sure because the GIS course has been taught in your graduation also to the kind of level that industry is looking for. So getting yourself skilled is what will help you in getting jobs in this particular region. Is drone technology budget friendly for farmers? No, this whatever technology that we are offering is not for farmers. We are not targeting farmers. Our main business or the business what we get is this question is asked by uh, Purna Darshini. Okay. So like no, it's not right now. Specialist is spraying. I'm not sure whether it's working or not because we are not into that. Coming to this technology of mapping and all those things, not a technology for farmers. We are not giving the services to farmers. So this is basically B2G, business to government and business to universities. So basically, if any research institute, private or public, if they want to get any data for further studies, application, or maybe market study and all those things. For example, we are doing it for ITC, and it's for the internal study of the cultivation pattern and all those things. So based for these kind of application, yes, it's profitable, they can afford and they can do. And this technology as of now is not useful for farmers because he can do nothing with the data, though he has data. So its application is not there, and since application is not there, it's not affordable also. So right now I don't think so Indian farmers has the need of this drone mapping thing. Spraying, I'm not aware. I'm not, because we are not doing that activities or we are not much involved in it, so I'm not sure whether it is profitable or not. Ajit Mali Patel, hi sir, where can you get food processing free internship? I'm not sure. I'm not uh, in a position to answer this question because not my relevant segment. uh, Tamil Vani, how to reach normal farmers, sir? I didn't get your question.
How will this technology reach
How, if the question is how this technology will reach normal farmers, see, reaching is not a problem. It is reachable even now, but
It's needed by those
whether it is
farmers or
needed or not, it's not needed. Individual farmers and normal farmers is not needed of this drone technology right now. This is needed by government who will take the data of farmers and then take actions, whatever it is. For example, if they want to plan the supply and demand pattern, individual farmers, they actually what happens is they're doing a lot of survey, agriculture survey, but it's not happening in effective manner, and people are not giving proper data, because of which there's so many planning which does not go well. Okay, so these what are the technology of that we discussed today, and majority of the technology that is available except spraying, because there is one technology that is directly linked to farmer and the service provider. But whatever we discussed, the mapping and the GIS analysis and data analytics comes to the business aspect of governments, public sector, private sectors, and the companies, not at the normal farmer level. How much will it be costing to buy a drone setup? When you're mentioning drone, it will be better if you could mention what specific drone that you're talking about. The one technology, the drone that we are using for this mapping and all the activities of surveying, mapping will cost you somewhere around 19 to 25 lakh based on the kind of camera that you will be using. These cameras are more sensitive and most expensive. The thermal camera will start at 12 lakh rupees. So based on the kind of technology that you want to use in the activity, so it depends on that. Again, there was a question related to affordability and all those things. See, owning the technology and doing is not affordable, but how it works, for example, what we're doing right now is now to help these people to get the technological service at the cheaper rate. We are owning that drone, and we are giving this service on a rental basis or on a subscription basis. But imagine like everyone thinks that I want to own and do all this, all the activities, not profitable. It's too expensive. So it has to be thought in that manner. Pesticide used through drone, please explain. Again, as I told you, spraying is not our domain, that we are not into. Again, into this particular segment of spraying into agriculture, pesticide and herbicides. But it's in the process of development. There's so many SOPs that has been developed from the government and has been given in the market, so people can follow that and follow those procedure, and efficiency, efficacy, all is been tested and it's been improving. It could take another few years to be open level for everyone to reach out to. Manoj Jain has asked, can we use agriculture grasshopper attack on crop? I'm not sure. I'm not
something similar to pesticide spraying, but yeah, I'm not sure if
yeah,
it will really impact it.
So Geeta Pandey, what is the price for drone? So again, what drone? There are so many variations of drone. We ourselves use around 7 types of drone. there's no one single drone that you can go and do all the activities. Agriculture spraying drone is in the range of 8 to 10 lakhs. The mapping drone, what we use in that thermal drone will cost around 25 to 30 lakh rupees. The normal RGB camera mapping will cost you somewhere around 17 lakh rupees. Again, there are so many other variations in the drones again, based on the size, based on the imaging capabilities and all those things. Uh, Thank you, sir. It was information. Thank you. Rakesh Jera, last pest survey using drone and GIS technology. Yes, pest survey you can do. You'll get to know what you will not get to know what pest,
regions where exactly the problem is.
what pest or what disease you can't identify. We don't have technology that advanced as of now, especially in India. We have not come across. Not sure if it's happening abroad, but what you can identify is like you can identify pest infected areas and disease infected areas. Imagine if it is 1 acre of field, and if you want to identify the pest infected areas, maybe half acre, maybe 0.5 acre, less than half acre, whatever it is, that you can do using the drones. Or this is for that case, what pest, what disease, once you have the data, you have to go identify from the field level. In order to come to that level, it would take another 5-10 years of R&D in this particular domain. Kindly share your contact details as we will do that. Example, Tulsi and stevia. Yeah, about the medicinal plant question that you were asking. Yes, it's possible to identify Tulsi and stevia. What you'll have to do is first you'll have to go to the field where Tulsi, stevia, collect the drone data, and then train the model to identify Tulsi and stevia. And then later you can run the model to get the answer. Can it use dot areas? Again, what you are referring to? If you are referring to agriculture spraying drone, yeah, it's an subjective answer. But if you're asking about the mapping, again depends on the requirement, where you want to, for what purpose you want to do in a drought area. If you want to see the impact, what is the impact of drone drought in that particular region, yes, you can study using drones. So basically, whatever service we are offering into drone mapping and imaging and GIS is like data analytics, to get the data and get the information out of it. And there's no operational utilities here. So can we observe the intensity of weed in field? Yes, you can definitely observe the intensity of the weed in the field. So this technology is very much meant to such applications, where you can regularly monitor, see what is the percentage of weed that is being cultivated and all these things. Pesticide application through drone, explain it. Again, yes, it's being area spraying and how it works and all these things. That's not our domain. So, and if I can talk to you personally, but I don't think so. This platform, I can answer that question in that detail. So you can connect to us and we can discuss later on that. What does the drone do if the radio?
So it's a fail-safe mechanism actually. So if connection breaks, it will return to your initial home point. This is the setting which is done in all the drones.
So Geeta is asking your availability of service in Andhra and Telangana. Yes, like we are doing this service pan India, but we are majorly focused in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu just because of the connection and network that we have here. We are able to get more regular projects here. If you have any requirement, do send us an email or connect us through a contact number. We will be able to come into the project. How can agriculture graduates capitalize on drone technology? So much of opportunities here. As I told, this is one of the domains that we are working on, and whatever we discussed is not the only services that we can do. There are so many sub applications of all these things that we can explore. Lot of opportunity for agriculture students to work in this drone area. Let us see. Just keep your eyes and minds open. See what are the opportunities are there, and try to utilize those. How much does it cost to become a drone pilot? The cost to become a drone pilot, again based on the category, it will start somewhere around 45,000 rupees to get a drone pilot license for small category, and it will go up to 80,000 rupees. So based on the category of the drone, and it's measured in government recognized institute, so they have a standard fees all over India. What is the current market size for growth and potential on drone technology in India? See, market size based on the data. I don't have data on that, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to answer that question right now. But it's an emerging segment, and there's a lot of opportunities here. Yeah, in terms of number, I don't have that number, so I'm sorry, I won't be able to answer that question. Geeta is asking, can we differentiate between images of natural farming and chemical farming? Difficult. Natural farming and chemical farming, we won't be able to differentiate because image analysis works based on the color differentiation. So on the texture and the pattern differentiation, where chemical is basically biological or the chemical elements which does not have any capability to identify and differentiate as of now. Is it possible to begin a drone startup for agriculture? Yes, you can. Is it profitable? Profitable again, it depends on how we are going to run and what kind of business that you want to do in agriculture drone. Is a very subjective question. It depends on individual based on your expertise, ideas, and implementation and execution of the project. So how to get a job in agri be in bigger? See, as of now, we don't have any opening, but in general, we look for GIS analysts who also have a background of agri or agri allied institutes background. So if there's any call, we'll let you know. So can we recognize chemical contamination in land? No, we can't as of now. So you can't do such chemical or biological analysis using the drone. It's basically pure and structural, so image and structural analysis that you can conduct using drone images. What drones can be used by beginners? If you're a beginner, you can actually go for DJI Mavic 2 Pro, which you can actually use. It's an affordable, it's an discontinued model, but for beginners, it's good. Uh, uh,
So depends on which.
Read the question. The question is like how high and far can drone fly?
So it depends on which kind of drone you want to fly actually. So if it's your purpose is defense, let's say defense drones can go up to 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers. But for commercial drones, for business in India, it's limited to 120 meters. So if you are not from Army or Air Force, your drones can't fly beyond this height. And also DGC has a limit set to 120 meters. And again, this height is again divided into red zone, yellow zone, and green zone. If you go on internet and search DGC division of zones, you'll get to know that in green zone you are allowed to fly at 120 meters. In yellow zone, again you can fly at 120, but you'll have to take permission. But the allowed limit is 80 to 100. And in red zone, you cannot fly at all until unless they are allowed by government themselves or the institutes concerned themselves. They go and get a permission from the government.
Basically, all airports,
research institutes, all government bodies
come under red zones, the 5 kilometer radius of it, and other government institutes come under yellow zone. And green zones are the areas which are free from
cities and
cities. And next question, that does the government has regulations?
So these are the part of the
regulation. There's so many such regulation. You need to get a drone pilot license. Simply you can't go and fly the drone. You need to follow all the, once you become drone pilot license, there are so many rules and regulations that they will teach you as a drone pilot license, drone pilot, what you should follow and what you should not follow, and those has to be observed. Elevation, can we observe elevation using of the land? Yes, you can. The elevation, the counter mapping can be done using drone. This is one of the major application as well. Sir, how AI/ML model works to identify pest infected areas?
So basically, it's image analysis. So once you have images of infected areas, you train those on the computer, and once you have the non-affected areas also, that also is trained. So once this training is done, enough number of images have been trained for the model starts identifying automatically. So next time when you show it an image without the label of infected or non-infected, just based on the color values and what kind of image it is, it will identify if it's pest infected or not. So this is basically how AI model works. But how it is done, the mathematics behind it, it's all a different kind of science.
What types of Vikrant Reddy, what type of sensor are commonly used in agriculture drone? So as we previously discussed, so again, more than sensor, we call it as camera or images. So normal RGB camera is also used here, because once the images are collected, then later image can be converted into so many forms. Then we use thermal camera, and then there is something called as multispectral camera. But multispectral camera is also called as NDVI sensor. So though we call it a sensor, it's technically not sensor. It's again a camera, which will give you NDVI results or the valuations. So here what happens, based on the reflection of the light, we can classify the plants into healthy, unhealthy, infected and non-infected, and that can be used in agriculture. So these are the thermal cameras, NDVI sensors, or the multispectral cameras, and the RGB. So these are the major cameras or sensors that can be used. Do we need to learn AI/ML for drone technology? Yes. Again,
So the kind of application we discussed, yes, you need to learn AI technologies, but if you are into spraying, there's no need. It depends on which application you want to work.
is it signal connection to drone possible in all areas without any disconnections? Signal connections, initially you need to have a satellite connectivity initially, just to connect your drone to the RC. Once a drone gets connected to RC, then it's okay. No, it's not a problem because it works on a radio frequency. So it's not a big problem about the connectivity. It's not like a cell tower based on if you want to.
So basically, satellite, once you get the satellite, drone is able to identify its initial position. So once you're flying and there is some obstruction and drone and RC get disconnected. If you're flying too far or there is a hill in between. So if the drone and remote gets disconnected, drone has the GPS reading of its initial home point. So that is where satellites comes into picture. And if the drone is disconnected, it will automatically return to its known GPS location. So that is why satellite is needed. After that, it's connected with radio frequency. So there's no need for it.
And I think we have last question here, Gauri. In heavy rainfall and undulating area,
Which care
what care can be taken care using the drone technology? So basically, you are not supposed to operate during rainfall. So this technology is not meant to be operated during rainfall months. Any other questions? So is there any training which you can provide for forest graduates for any units? Yes, we do. Again, if you're coming as a group, then we can organize on a separate basis. But if you're an individual and looking for such training, be in touch with us. Whenever there's such program, we'll let you know. And, is agri background enough for job requirement? Like again, depends. It's a very generic question. What are you looking for? Which job are you looking for? In what background? Depends on that. Thank you. We'll connect this.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Such a beautiful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I will share you the PPT. You can share it with the participants later.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Thank
Sir. Okay. So, guys, our next host will join and continue next guest lecture. So, over to you, Dr. Piyush Chaudhary.
Thank you, Shika. It was really a wonderful session. So, moving ahead with this next session, our next speaker has joined, I think. Sir is connected. Hello. Dear participants, I think Sir is going to join within a minute. So, please bear with us. Sir will connect with us within 2 minutes, 3 minute time. Please stay connected.
Future guest is joined.
Very good evening, sir. You can hear us, sir? Dr. Sham, sir?
Yeah. Hi, I can hear you. Yeah.
Welcome to the online platform of Just Agriculture, sir. Participants are eagerly waiting for your session, sir. So before inviting you for delivering your lecture, I would just like to give a brief introduction to our participants about you. So dear participants, now we are having attached with us Dr. Sham Kumar Kata, sir, is the next speaker for the session. Sir is having a 20 years of professional experience with 21 diversified projects towards agri-value chains, smallholder farmer livelihoods, farm owner agribusiness, women empowerment, climate resilience agriculture, sustainability, and biodiversity. Along with this, Dr. Kanta sir owns 5 international patents on his name, 5 international publications, and sir has been a reviewer and editor of 43 journals of Sage publications. Sir has expertise in commercializing the farm sector and women enterprises, and Sir worked closely with 300 farmer producer companies, 4,000 SHG enterprises, 112 corporates, more than 450 NGOs, along with touching the millions of families in rural India, investing more than $107 million on their. Along with this, Sir is a man of grassroots in strategic planning, designing programs, building partnership, creating social impact, and a critical thinker and program implementer. Sir is a peer coach and mentor of more than 50 scholars across the 27 countries in climate change, agri-food system, and human development. Along with this, Dr. Kanta sir is specialized on women empowerment, livelihood of small farmers, and creating entrepreneurs in rural sector, promoting agriculture value chains for smallholder farmers with circular economy. So it was a brief introduction of Dr. Kanta sir. Now, I would like to invite you, sir. Please enlighten the participants with your presentation and words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Piyush. This was wonderful introduction. Hello, all. Hope everyone is from India itself, right?
Yes, sir.
We have participants from across the globe, or how?
Most of the are from the India only. Few scholars are attached from other also. Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thank you once again for this beautiful time. I'm very happy to be part of this particular institution to support the upcoming generation, agripreneurs, entrepreneurs, focusing especially on agriculture. Before I start my presentation, I would like to give a high-level information what's happening in the sector. We talk about, I think, if you look at 2 decades before, agriculture was actually not a viable sector, and many people, educators, everybody were moving out of agriculture. They were trying to look for other kind of jobs. They were looking for some kind of industries. But now you see the shift. The intellectuals, scientists, people with professional knowledge that coming back to agriculture. That's one shift which we all of us see. Second thing is, though agriculture was in the books of any government, international governments or Indian governments earlier, mostly it was into waiving off the loans to the farmers or trying to give some kind of subsidy in the seeds, something like that. But now if you look at, there's a different shift in agriculture altogether. Government is speaking about ZBNF, zero budget natural farming, or climate resilient agriculture. If you have gone through today's budget sessions, government was very clear on concentrating on agriculture, FPOs, the value chains, agripreneurship, and many more. So, point number 3, if you look at export level, international markets are looking for some kind of decent certification, which produces that there's a decent work labor which is being paid, process of agriculture is been properly taken care, and the means of agriculture is been followed. So there's a huge big shift in the agriculture ecosystem. That is the reason why you and me are here today. I heard that we are having almost 700 participants for this particular sessions. So which means it's a very big number, and this keeps happening every 2 months. So why the reason why we are here is very clear that agriculture ecosystem is evolving, and the food security we are trying to focus, and therefore it's an opportunity for you and me to be in this particular sector. Got it right? So I would like to be very participative, and probably I would be asking people some questions I want you people to answer. So my first question is, what is the main purpose for you to take up this particular session training? Why have we joined? The reason why every individual scholar has joined this particular Just Agriculture Marathon. So I want you people to write down in chat. Okay, please go ahead. You understood my question, right? I want chats coming in. I want people to write in chat. Is chat accessible to everyone, Piyush?
Sir, we have closed for the session. For the last, after the presentation, we used to open. We
I
can
think we
open
can
it
open up
now.
chat. Yeah, open up
Sure,
chat.
sir. Sure.
You have opened? So my question is clear, right? What is the reason you are here, part of this particular Just Agriculture Marathon forum? What's your expectation? Why did you join? To upskill ourselves to get better job. Okay, good. Good. One is job. Yeah, that was Shiva. I have joined the camp to acquire more knowledge. Very good. Vidhi Mishra. Good. Anil Kumar wrote that he wants to become an entrepreneur. Somebody wants to avoid experience, to avoid mistakes. Very good. Very good. Mahalakshmi told that she wants to become an entrepreneur. Someone said some new technologies. Pallabi, yeah. Patnaik, very good. Yeah. There are 400 plus. I want people to participate to broaden understanding, aspects related, innovation, business, own business. Very good. I like that idea. Involved to help and research work. Okay. Tamilivani. Very good. Very good. Start a business. Wow, that's interesting. I'm happy for you. You're thinking starting something in agriculture business. Very participative. Technology is developed. Agri sector. Yes. Agripreneurship. Very good. Mushroom production. Wow, they are very specific. Sirvella, you are very specific. You want to do mushroom production. Very good. Landscape. Okay. Interesting. Medical plants and medicinal mushrooms. Very nice. That's very important these days. We're speaking about recent technology. Saffron farming. Very nice. Very interesting. Dr. Dibedu. Yeah. Microgreen pearls culture. Okay. Interesting. Alternative income source. Wow. You did not mention your name, alternative income source. Zoom user. It reads as Zoom user. Hydroponic, dry flower technology, very good. Ravindra says he wants to become an entrepreneur, agripreneurs. Wow, very nice, very nice. Interesting. Great. Great. Horticulture. Addition to millets. Yes. Last year was the year of millets for us. Great. So thank you for all that, for that responses you have given. It makes a lot of sense for the industry as a whole, agriculture industry as a whole. I'll tell you something. If farmers see these messages, farmers see your faces and hear you, they're the most happiest people because they feel that they're not lost. They feel that there are someone who is working behind to do something. They think that we are looking some kind of opportunity in agriculture. I want to start with this one recent interaction with one of the farmer, and I will get into my main presentation. I was in a conference, conducting a conference, and we were having discussions about farming sector. There were farmers, there were FPO board of directors, there were promoting NGOs and resource institutions like, Just Agriculture. A lot of institutions were there. That was almost a 600 member forum where different stakeholders were there. We were discussing. Few women farmers and farmers, they got up and told me this in front of everyone. They used this word. Agriculture is no longer agriculture income is no longer a certain income. They're not sure about their agriculture income. They went into details. When I asked them, why did you say that word? They told that they buy the seed. When they sow the seed, they're not sure germination is 100%. Secondly, they're not sure the rain or the monsoon is proper. They're not sure where the harvest will come because in between there would be some kind of pest attacks which might come, or there may not be rains and crop might get dried off. Fourthly, they told this very saddening thing. Even though the crop comes in, they're not sure about the market price. So what they said is they give input, they need to give hard work, they need to wait on it, and they're not sure of the end results. So it was a very saddened to hear them, and everything what they said was right. But I was telling them, though you said what is right, there are ways how to mitigate this. So one of them is when, because women said this word to me, we are looking as diversified incomes. We were speaking about diversified incomes. It could be livestock, it could be backyard poultry, it could be some kind of kitchen gardening, or intercropping which can be come out. So we were speaking about a lot of things, how an agriculture can be viable for smallholder farmers. We are speaking in the context of smallholder farmers. That's how my presentation is coming today. Women in agriculture, women agripreneurs, startups, or entrepreneurs in the ecosystem. So the world is changing. Today, everybody are speaking about changing world. Our Honorable Prime Minister speaks about Lakpati Didi. Okay? So we are speaking about empowering women, and that too majorly into agriculture sector. Okay. So if you look at the scenarios, okay, if you look at the scenarios, it says that behind every great woman, there is another great woman. So these are not my words, it's Kate Hodge's words. He says that behind every single woman success, there is another woman who encourages, who supports. And most of the time, the woman who is behind is mostly mothers. That's what they say. It's going to be mostly mothers or mostly the sisters of that particular great woman. Okay. So here are some nugget points where I would like to share. Women are born to be an entrepreneur. Okay. The fact why people call women are born entrepreneurs. How many are there women here in this group? Can you give me one, this one? Thumbs up. All the women. All the women, just, I want to see the screen with hands up. Yeah, Geeta. Peramal, yeah. Prati, yeah. Welcome, welcome, Jimmy. Yeah, Shruti. Very nice, very nice. Tirupati. Trupti, sorry, yeah. Very nice, interesting. Wow. Mamata. Bindu. Very good, very good. Very good. I'm happy for you. Yeah, at least 30% are women, right? Aish? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for that gestures. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, Preeti Mishra. Thank you. So able to see my presentation? Fish, able to see my
Yes,
presentation?
yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay, perfect. So women are born an entrepreneur. So when we speak about women as an entrepreneur, the way she manages house, the way she manages her children, the way she manages her own farm is almost like entrepreneurship. She has got her timeline, she has got her responsibility, she works on calculations, the spendings, the savings, and the incomes. She's entrepreneur. Point number one. Point number two, women-led influence will increase market. So 17% marketplace. So I will tell you what this means is, very recently I did a research by myself. I did a research by myself with my own hands, me being on ground. So I did this research on a climate resilient agriculture for two commodities. Why the commodities has gone down, why they're not cultivating it, reason why, and how can we mitigate to encourage them to go cultivate these crops. So while I was doing, I met a lot of women across and did survey. I have taken live human stories, the experiences, expertise. When I came and did the analysis of data, I found that wherever women is involved, in agriculture or in business, almost 17% of profits are high. It was shocking to me to see that. So I just got a little more deeper into that and understood why there is such kind of impact. So I found out one thing. So women, when they do work, right, they do it completely. If they engage in labor, they will ensure that the labor works well and they try to get the maximum work out. They are the people who bargain on ground. They don't simply just give away their agriculture commodity while purchasing or while selling. They bargain a lot. And they also ensure that there is no wastage. Okay. At the same time, they keep a track of not giving excess of wastage. For example, the time which is spent, the input which has been given, or the output which is sold, they try to reduce the costs, expenses. So this all will lead to 17% of income increase in the smallholder farmers. So men normally tend to do, we try to bargain and we'll just give it off. We give shoot. So I was there in one agriculture farm when we were speaking about mango. Farmer was mentioning that, so there was some rain and mangoes fell on the ground, and he said he just threw it off those mangoes. But whereas women, they try to collect it and sell it for at a cheaper price. Somebody will make some kind of achar out of it. So that's how they think. So they're very entrepreneurial. Point. Then women-led income, the income which women make as an entrepreneur or a worker, they spend mostly 70% on the family itself. They try to spend it on the food for the family. They try to spend on education, medicine, or they try to spend on the children or saving. So most of the money which is being earned by women as an entrepreneur or agripreneur is spent on the family itself, within the community itself. Okay. So women-led startups or entrepreneurs or agripreneurs long last. They are sustainable. That's the reason, if you look at what are the companies are there, they will not simply just give it away. So I see businesses, a lot of businesses, people who are selling millets from home, people who are making cakes out of their home, or some kind of food, or tailoring, or some kind of oils, they sell it out from their home itself, and they do it. They may be slow in one couple of months, could be because of several reasons, while someone is not well at home or whatever it is, but the business, they will not close down. Okay. So their business is long lasting and sustainable. Women in Indian ecosystem report, we call it as WISER, 18% in increase in the past couple of years. If you look at the scenarios which we have given, after government of India has introduced Startup India and women entrepreneurship, okay, so there is an increase in businesses which are startups which have come into place. Though people were doing informally, they started registering it and coming out of it. Okay. It's also documented that women entrepreneurs contribute significantly to the economy. They could directly contribute to our country's economy. That's a great thing. Okay. And entrepreneurs contributes toward the ecosystem. So if you look at women, when they do something, they try to maintain the place clean, they try to grow trees, or they try to protect the environment. They grow flowers. So basically, directly or indirectly, they're trying to build it to the ecosystem, to the sustainability of the ecosystem. Okay. We are good. All of us are good here so far. Can you give a thumbs up? Can someone give a thumbs up? Or
Yes, sir,
wave
all
hand?
well.
Good, good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, where is my screen? Able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, it's visible. You can change. Second slide is there. Born to win one.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay. Okay. So there are certain challenges which right now the ecosystem is facing. Okay, that's the reason why the scholars here are there and why we are trying to focus on things. If you look at the present scenario which is related to agriculture, we are speaking about climate change, and that's a worse because monsoon has shifted, monsoon change has occurred in our soils, or our agriculture ecosystem is still not adapted to the changed monsoon system. For example, very recently, I was doing a research in field, especially on cotton. I visited to almost 40,000 acres of land, black cotton soil land, where people has sown the seed. Sowing is been done because of first rainfall. After that, there's no second rainfall which came. So the seeding were actually drying up. So there were instances last year where once they have done it, they have sown the seed and there was no rain because rain-fed crops, and again they have to remove that cut crop and go for something else. So these are changing. So because of climate change, agriculture system is being affected a lot. Secondly, we had COVID. COVID had really big impact even on the food systems. Big time food systems, it had impact. Thirdly, we have right now conflicts which are going globally. We are speaking about wars, we are speaking about conflict between different countries, we are speaking about exports bans, we are speaking of rejections of export of foods. All these are leading us to crisis. So I call it as the 4C challenges or 4C theory. Directly or indirectly, it's impacting on the food which we eat. So we call it as agriculture crisis. So it's important that you and I need to think how we can make agriculture sustainable. This is my theory, patented theory. You can read on LinkedIn. You have my this one LinkedIn access. If you have more information, if you want to, you can read there. I'll be sharing details there. You're most welcome to read about it. Okay? Okay. Great. So we call it as earlier, there's a word which is called as Padi Pantalu. Padi Pantalu means, earlier we used to say, Padi means is basically livestock, dairy. anything which is related to that. And Pantalu is basically agriculture. So the ecosystem has to come back again. Now, when we are speaking about my previous slide, I was speaking about food crisis, right? All solutions, all challenges are leading towards to food crisis. When we say about food crisis, because of the change in climate, we are having less production. Production is coming down. Secondly, because of the pests and lot of pesticides which we are using on the crop, the nutrition of the food is coming down. So therefore, what happens is, for example, if I eat one egg, if I get 100 grams of nutrition while eating egg, the same nutrition is not there in that particular food. So if I want to get 100 grams of nutrition, I need to consume 2 eggs or not double the quantity of food to get the same nutrition which I'm required to consume in normally 100 grams. So therefore, what happens is consumption will increase. If you need to have good nutrition, you need to consume more food. So you see now the situation. One is production is less because of climate change. Now, because of low nutrition in the food, consumption is high. So automatically, if you look at the population, increasing of humans on the earth require more food. So automatically what happens is there's a food shortage, which we call it as. That's the reason where governments and global institutions are speaking about food security. How can we secure food? How can we increase the production? How can we bring back the regular situations of food consumption or food growing practices? So that's how the ecosystem is built all together. Okay. These are some photos which I want to speak about women entrepreneurs. If you look at Walmart is promoting, Heifer International, the organization which I work, is promoting a lot of entrepreneurship, women-led organizations. If you look at these are tribal women who are doing business. They call it as entrepreneurs by themselves, and we have given access to them to training, resources, hand-holding, finance, everything, and they are having their own business right now. If you look at right side down, these are women from different FPOs who are selling their products and doing their businesses. Okay. So now the growth factor, we call it as community-centric approaches. How can women engage in businesses focusing on agripreneurship? So in agriculture, frequently we speak about engaging them and participating approaches. One, community-centric, which things happen. Normally they do a lot of work, but they never identify themselves as agripreneurs. They do business, they keep selling, they buy products, they sell it, but they don't identify themselves. Both that confidence levels are very poor, which we need to build, especially women. And normally, most of our tendencies, if women wants to become an agripreneur, family is the first place who will say that no, right? Am I right? Support from family will become little less when we try to ask family want to do business or become an entrepreneur. They work with closely to the communities because they know the problem actually. Women, when they work very closely with the communities, they will understand the situation of the problem. Yeah, thanks, Ruthi, for showing that concern. So they also work towards the environment for the benefit of people. They don't harm while doing any activity. They always think cautiously and consciously. They basically look at the environment. They basically look at how we can bring. So if there is a woman at home, there are trees around, small plants around, or there's some kind of kitchen gardening. She tries to clean it up. There is some kind of production for the family itself, some fruits, flowers. Automatically things will come into place. And also they take responsibility towards natural resources. If there is anything growing at home, like some kind of curry leaves coming in, they try to safeguard it, they try to manure it, and basically see that it grows. That's how they are community centric approach, we call it as. Okay, so far so good. We are good, right? Yeah. So now what happens is, in women empowering women agripreneurs or entrepreneurs, there are certain things which needs to come into place, which we are already advocating into the government and trying to build that ecosystem across the globe. It's not just India I'm speaking about, but this is across the globe and mostly into African countries, Asian countries, and the Americas, okay, where people are looking towards some kind of support. So one is access to finance. So money needs to be available for women agripreneurs or entrepreneurs at the grassroots level. So providing them with access to credit, loans, investments, whatever possible to ways to start their agriculture business is required. Okay, and very sure if you give money to women, money is being protected. So I come from a place called Andhra Pradesh, southern part of India, and of course the SHG movement started here from here very strongly, and now these SHG women, these groups are very strong and they take responsibility. So this morning I was meeting one of the ministers, agriculture ministers, and they were talking about that 99% of the recovery with SHG women. So banks are very much interested to give loans to them because their money is in safe hands. They believe that they have become so strong that they're capable of lending even to some kind of entities big amounts. So that is the power of women when it comes to finance. They are very strong. I told you, right? Money, if there's money, make money, they spend it on their family, their own community, they won't let it go out. So they're very strong in enterprising, handling money. Secondly, skill development and training is very important. So they have knowledge that has to be basically skilled in a proper shape, that how they can do that smart work or easy work so that output can be more good. So skill development is something which we are trying to speak. There is some kind of skill development available, okay, entrepreneurship development available, and there are a lot of incubating centers which are working on women development, women led entrepreneurs, women led startups. Institutions are there. So we need to thank the government of India, which is focusing on women entrepreneurs. Apart from that, networking and mentoring is very, very important for women. Mentoring support, we can do it virtually or we can go to their places, but networking is something they need to come out of their box. They need to come out to places where meetings, buyer seller meets happens, or training sessions happens, or gatherings where happen, exhibitions to where they can showcase their place. That's how their business gets increased. That value gets created. They will be known outside the market. Okay, that has to be involved into the women entrepreneurship. Policy supporters and advocacy. So government is looking at it, and a lot of private institutions and resource institutions and institutions, international organizations like us, they're just focusing on DBIT, gender exclusive, inclusive policies, and encouraging for them. So where government needs to purchase the produce where a women entrepreneur does, or supply it. So that feasibility and flexibility has been created, and there are more policies which are coming in, which we are trying to support right now. Everybody are cautious about it. So now see, we are speaking about our honorable finance minister. She speaks very clearly that we need to encourage women. She herself is a woman, and she knows how we can build women entrepreneurship. Therefore, different entities are being government is promoting. At the same time, resource institutions are creating some different subsidies, but still we are trying to revoke new more policies which are user friendly and supportive for women to come and utilize more in this sector. Okay. Good. This is some information. I'll be sharing this deck for you. You can go through it. I don't want to read it, but I would like to stop here for a couple of minutes and understand one thing from you. I'm stopping here. I have a question to all of you again here. What is that? Everybody can answer this question. What is that one thing where women agripreneur should be given scope? What is that which is the need of the present hour? What do you feel from your local localities? Okay. Is that the policy? Is that the skill? Is that the access to finance? Or is that knowledge? Or is support? Or the market? What is that? What is that? I want you to rise. Somebody wrote policy. Yes, you are absolutely right. It's policy. Yeah. Encouragement rather than discouragement. Ramya, you are right. Yes. Geeta, skill and finance in marketing. Yeah. Independent rights, knowledge, skill. Good. Support of community. Yeah, Sakshi, you are right. Marketing is one big thing. Yeah, you are right. Government is working on that. How can we give marketing to specialized marketing? SWOT analysis, self-confidence. I like that. Self-confidence. Kitur. Okay. Finance, risk-bearing ability. Yeah, right. Support family and independent. Yes. I don't have land. Okay, land. Yes, you are right. Land is one thing which women has to have. That is something again policy. Women can hold land. Yeah, problem solving, direct access to finance. Interesting, very interesting. Ambitious. Okay, advertisement. Yes, media, and we need to build the skill of women, how they can use technology to bring their product out of the market. Amid goals, financial ability to manage business. Yes. Managerial skills is something which we need to bring in. Moral support from family members. Yeah. Education and skill. Business in groups as well. You are right. Trust of work. Wow. That's a big word. Thank you for that. Tamilwani. Yeah. Zero and reach a billion. Starting from zero and reach a billion. Nobel, I did not understand that. Teamwork. Okay. Demand and supply knowledge agriculture products. Okay. Empowering women agriculture through loans, fostering economic growth. Support from neighbors. Okay. Market demand. Genuine supporters. Okay. Connected to the world. Yeah, that's technology. That's the reason we were speaking about, right? Networking is very important. It plays a very crucial role. They need to know what's happening. Majorly, one of the biggest challenges when we speak about primary processing, secondary processing, we try to do what we know, but that's not what the market needs. Market needs a different thing. For example, I think we have a water bottle here, right? So the same earlier, if you look at 20 years back, this was the same water bottle. We used to get 1 liter water bottle. But now, if you look at water has come in half liter, 200 ml, sachets, different varieties. And even that, there is a mineral water, there is drinking water. So different varieties. So you need to understand people, the product is going costly, but people drink only a little bit of water, or they don't want to carry, they should not be heavy. So these are some innovative things which are come up, and we need to make it centric, customer centric approach. Then it comes. Okay, using very nice supply chains. Wow, I appreciate this word. Supply chains is something very important. Okay. Unfortunately, no one wrote about value chains. Nobody has written value chains. Okay, good. So value chain knowledge, technical knowledge, certification knowledge, these are certain things also which are important to add, give knowledge to people. Great, very interesting, very interesting. Somebody has written that medicinal plants cultivation, very good. All these points are taken. Very recently, I was part of a forum with Icar and some stakeholders. We have come into place and we were discussing on this. How can we create and support agripreneurs, and especially small and medium agripreneurs and women in the system? So you can read that article on my LinkedIn. I will try to share it with you. So you will get some kind of insights on that, on that, what we were discussed and what we had come up with, so that it gives you more knowledge on that part. Okay. I'm sharing that link. You can follow here it's also. Okay. So let's go back to our presentation again. Very interesting. I'm happy here. The team is participating really with good interest. Able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Great. So you can read this. Okay, a lot of content is there. Why I am saying is, one is knowledge and sharing, which I was speaking. Innovation, adaptability is something. Reducing waste is something. People has made it as a business. So circular economy, right? Recycling has become as a business right now. It's an opportunity. Then policy advocacy and leadership is something. Economic empowerment and social equity is something which we are trying to look at the ecosystems. And even if you look at reducing chemical usage, it's a business. If you reduce using chemicals, then automatically you need to come up with natural based micronutrients. So it's a business opportunity. Then community centric approaches, like where community, they themselves can create some kind of manure or seed banks or the local processing hubs. Agroforestry restoration is something which can be looked at it as an opportunity. Sustainability farming is some of that opportunity. Biodiversity is some other opportunity. So seed balls, we call it as seed balls, right? If someone knows, okay, it's an opportunity for them to create anything out of the box, and this is basically from your own place where you are. You cannot. It's not required when we speak about agriculture agripreneurs. You don't require you come to a Hyderabad city or you come to Delhi, Bombay and do business there. No, you can be in your own place and connect to the globe. And whatever the small thing you take it, you tap it and work on it. It will directly or indirectly contribute to the agriculture and to the ecosystem. So these are some challenges and approaches which we are looking at. Women in agriculture force barriers from limited access to credit, as I was speaking about. Opportunities, people don't try to give opportunities starting from family, and support needed for the community level is something which we are talking about. Okay. So this is the theory of change, which I speak about. This is Hafer's model where we do big time in the theory of change. So if you look at this, right, creating agriculture based production. Okay. Second thing is growing incomes or creating assets. Third one is ecosystem. These three things are multiplied by women empowerment. We try to build women empower and they try to grow in these sectors. Plus community development. So community plays a very critical role for women in business. Your village plays a role, your family plays a role, your ecosystem plays a role, honoring you, respecting you, and giving you value for the time or idea or thought which you brought to the table. So that's how it happens. So we try to work with farmer produce companies, cooperatives, FIGs, we call it as farmer interest groups, or SHGs, agri-tech companies, food processing institutions. So we try to build. This is the theory of change. You need to have in your business plan, you need to have a theory for yourself, how you are gonna make the difference and why, what. Then these questions will help you out to become a proper business woman or businessman. If you need any mentoring support, you can reach out to Piyush, or you can reach out to me in LinkedIn. We can try to help you out. We can mentor your businesses, your thoughts to where it can make valuable. But understand the world needs you, and a country like India needs women entrepreneurs, women leadership, and agripreneurs, everyone who needs to work in the agriculture sector to create and contribute to the agriculture. Okay. So these are some ELSA theory. We call it as you might be understanding about ELSA, right? ELSA stands for Essential Life Support Areas. ELSA is a word called as Essential Life Support Area, which is very important right now because of the climate change areas. It's important for us to safeguard that ELSAs. It might be small lakes, it might be like agroforestry, it might be food growing belts, which we need to identify and try to help out and protect the species over that particular place. So for example, I have given it here: self-employment, rural entrepreneurs, infrastructure, private sectors. So producers are there, community is there, and life support area is basically the complete ecosystem. It's not just agriculture, it's not just horticulture. No, there is livestock, there is backyard poultry, birds, ruminants, mountains, water, everything will make a community. I'll give a very simple logic. The real truth is wherever there is water, there is life around that, right? If there is water, there are animals around that place. There are frogs, butterflies, there are fish in that, and humans also will try to settle in that area because there is water for agriculture, water to drink, water for everything. If there is no water, people don't live there, right? So it's very important for you and me as scholars and your cohorts of just agriculture, we need to take that responsibility to identify ELSAs in our own area and try to protect it and try to work in some kind of business in that regions, which will directly contribute to the community, contributes to the ecosystem, and it's a business opportunity for you as well. Now I'm stopping here. So I would be asking few questions. I want you people to think and write. Shruti, you have some question, something, your hand is up still. Any question to you? You have, Shruti? You can type it in the chat. Okay. Now I have a question for you individually. I want you to first write. What is your personal commitment towards ending hunger and poverty in the food security system, agriculture system? So I want you to write in the chat, each one of you, what is your personal commitment? I'm asking about personal commitment towards the food security, in the agriculture security and women empowerment to end hunger and poverty. What is that you want to do? How you want to do it? Personally, I'm not speaking about personal, professional, I'm coming back again. Personally, I want you to write it in the chat. Yeah, please go ahead. Need advice, sir. What type of society I have to register motto medication platform? I will help you out with that. Gita Shri, you can connect me on LinkedIn. Creating awareness, yeah. Volunteering, wow, Deepa, appreciate you at this one. Sustainable food, increase integrated micronutrients, saving my own seed, desi seeds. Shiv, you are great, man. You are great, yeah. That's something very personal. No wastage of food, yeah, Shri Sravanya. Very nice. Volunteering, yeah, Sheikh. Mahalakshmi says family grown some most wanted plants. No food waste, food management. Discipline in life means to save food and water. You are right, Pallavi. Well said. Sustainability health is good. Yeah, Rajiv. Deepa, acts of kindness, very good. Own farms, Tanisha. Yeah. Each one should plant. Very good. Sakshi, encourage rural people to engage agribusiness. You are right. Crop waste management, Gita. Ankita says new source for food. Yeah. Understand the cause of hunger. Yeah, Naik, Shilpa. That's very important. Need to know the root causes. Less production, one family, one child. Sirvelan. Okay. Practicing agroforestry. Yeah. Access to nutritious food, home gardening, and chemical residues. Very good. Very good. Very good. Saving seed, reducing natural resources, usage of food supplements. Okay. Food management, great. Very good. Very good. I'm very happy. You are very proactive team. So my next second question is, what's your professional commitment? Personal commitment we have made. And what's your professional commitment? Now going ahead, you'll be starting some business, you'll be starting some kind of job. And what is that as a person responsibility you are gonna show it for food security in agriculture sector, women to end hunger and poverty? What's the professional commitment in office place or what you are gonna do? Yeah, please put your thoughts in the chat. Want to start saffron farming by aerophonic? Okay. Write to me your professional. Strip cropping, counting farming. I shifted my profession to natural farming. Very good, Gita. Very good. High yield varieties. Okay. Natural farming, non-profit service. Okay. Mega parks of no food waste. Self-reliant farmers. Appreciate Rajiv. Yeah. Social entrepreneur Vidya. Biofortified and plant breeding. Tanisha. Okay. Low cost of cultivation. Very good. Very good. Government speaks about that. No. Yeah. Preeti. Government says zero budget natural farming. Yeah. You're right. Organic farming. Drying food, home gardening and every season, research of organic farming. Yeah, very good. Interesting, interesting. Beekeeping, wow, you are right. But your name is not there. It says mobile Realme phone. But the beekeeping actually plays a very critical role in sustainability. It increases production of agriculture by 20 to 30%. It's proven. So unfortunately, bees are missing. Now it's important that we reintroduce bees or try to build that culture and introduce even flora culture there. So if flora is there, then automatically bees will leave. Very good, very good. I'm seeing into vertical farming, very nice. Writing an article about natural farming, Shiv, I appreciate. And that has to reach to farmers and women entrepreneurs and agripreneurs on the ground. Urban farming, dry flower technology, very good, very good. Honey production by beekeeping, very good. Very good, very good. Okay, this is interesting. Now I want you two people to tell me what are the timelines. You people made two commitments now, one personal commitment, one professional commitment, and what are the timelines you are gonna act on that? How much time you want to take to start acting on that? It's gonna be 1 day, 1 month, 1 year. You want to bring in some change or how you want to do it? I want you to put your timelines. This is your self-reflection. Your self-reflection. So I want you to write your timelines by when, what you want to do. 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, as soon as possible. Geeta, very good. Setting one example. Wow, very nice. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. 1 year, more 2 months, more 2 more months, 4 years, 3 to 4 years, value in food. Yeah, next month. Lisha, 2 years, okay. 6 years after completion of studies. Okay. Okay. Good. Interesting. 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 Well, wow. Eagerly waiting to serve as soon as possible. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. 5 years commitment, right? Wow, nice. Few months, 3 years. I appreciate this. 5 to 7. I appreciate this. Great. So I will stop here. I will stop here and I would like to take questions directly. Then we will do a group photo on the video. If any questions, you can type it in the chat. I would like to answer, or you can unmute also. Is that facility available? Please. Piyush, you are there?
Yes, sir. Dear
Yeah.
participants, if you are having any other queries, you can directly write into the chat box. Sir is available with us. Please mention your queries in the chat box.
Yeah. Any questions, you are free to ask. So if people are asking for my contact number, my contact details are available on LinkedIn. You can directly follow me there on LinkedIn and send a message. I'm always available, and even my contact number is there. I'm sharing 1 second my link. Somebody asked, how can we collect the data of uncultured lands? Very good question. So you understand, right? You need to be very clear in meeting the local panchayat level officials where they will help you out. What is that Porambok land or uncultured land which is not cultivated, and the reasons for that. So you can build something around that ecosystem too for sustainability. Yeah, that's one option available. And of course, government also at a collector level, you can also try to ask. Someone wants to get unmuted. Ajit, he has got some question. Piyush, can you unmute Ajit? I can do it. Let me see. Ajit, right? I have
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Ajit, yeah.
Sir, myself, I am Ajit, sir.
Uh,
Sir, I am working in a GIS, sir, presently.
mm-hmm.
Sir, I wanted to collect the uncultivated land data, sir. I was already collected the cultivated land data, sir. We are going to create the mapping based on GIS, sir, because demand of the crop is more means obviously selling price will be less, no, sir. I am wanted to balance it, sir. So,
Very good.
sir, I was collected already cultivated land data, sir, of Assam district. I was focusing about Assam district only, sir.
So what's your question, Ajit?
Sir. Sir, my question is, I wanted to collect the uncultivated land data, sir.
Very good.
Cultivated
So,
data, I was
so what we do is, for the interest of time, you can connect me directly. I think we can help you out how to do that, the mapping, okay, so that it will help for everyone. Okay, you can connect me directly. Great. So, anyone else? Wasteland for cultivation farmers on lease, Telangana, sir. Yeah, there is a lot of land. We need to approach the right people. They will help you out. What is the alternate ways of farming? Somebody asked alternate ways of farming. Several ways are come, technologies has come, and proven technologies are there availability. NRDC has got some technologies, patented technologies. We can reach out to them. Okay. Ajit, I told you can connect me on LinkedIn. Okay. Then you can get my contact number there itself. You can follow me there. So somebody said research on agriculture products for usage. So any questions you can please directly put, or you can raise your hand so that I can unmute you. We can ask questions. So Chetan is asking about bamboo. Bamboo is a big thing, Chetan. That's a good thought. We are trying to move to sustainability even in construction side. So if you have any thoughts, please do connect with me. I'll help you out, because it's gonna be a very big business. The future construction is gonna be completely on bamboo and timber. So we are not gonna use the cement or the saw or this one. So the change is coming. So basically, to contribute towards sustainability, bamboo cultivation is gonna high. If anyone would have traveled to Bengaluru Terminal 2, the Terminal 2 is mostly built up through bamboo, sustainability product. So that's mega construction, and we got award for that as well, but we can do it. There's a good thought, yeah. What do you think? Dry flower landing. How can I start flower business? Okay. These questions can help you. Just agriculture can help you out. No, I can help you out. You can ask me. Very good. Okay, interesting. In the interest of time, we cannot discuss couple of things. Automatic crops cultivation can be done. Barren land, vermicompost startups. This is becoming a big business. Charanjot, it's you are in the right sector. A lot of mapping is required. People are cultivating manure and all, but no, a lot of mapping needs to be required. Okay. Medicinal crops, yes. Okay. Fine. I think in the interest of time, I'm giving you once again my LinkedIn here. You can follow me on LinkedIn. So in the interest of time, if all of us can come online on video, we will take one screenshot as photo. Then I think I will hand over it to Piyush. Can we all come on to video? Yeah, some more people need to come, I think. Oh, for whoever it's possible, please do come on video.
Participants, you can switch on your camera.
Yeah, can you also take one, this one, Piyush? Screenshot? Couple of screenshots you can take and you can share it with all the participants and to me also. Good. Thank you so much. Yeah, you were very, very active participants and scholars. I wish all of you to be agripreneurs in future. Any support you need, please feel free to reach out to me. I said you my LinkedIn. You can follow me. If you can't connect, you can follow me there. Happy to support all of you for any kind of information. I'm mad of agriculture. I'm mad of supporting people. So it's my job and responsibility to build entrepreneurs like you. I keep mentoring people across the globe. Almost 27 countries. I keep mentoring people who are into this sector. Okay, you can take my services. We want to use to be those scholars who are pass outs of just agriculture and made it some kind of uh, change in the marketplace. Okay, thank you so much. Over to you, Piyush.
So thank you so much, sir. It was really a wonderful session. Definitely, it was much more with the interactive session along with your presentation. I think our participants have gained much more knowledge, and they have actively participated, interacting with you, as you have engaged all the participants to in between of this session. It was really a nice session, sir, and we are fortunate enough to have you on the online platform of Just Agriculture. So, on behalf of all the participants and Team Just Agriculture, I would like to thank you once again. So, thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
My pleasure.
So,
Thank you so much, Piyush. Yeah, all the best. All the
thank
best.
you.
Bye bye.
Okay, dear participants, thank you for today's session. We will share the information for tomorrow's session in the group. Thank you.
Bye bye.